What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with our daily Apple update video where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, key levels of support and resistance that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Apple stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me go ahead and hit record here and we will get right into it. So Apple had a great day, up about $2, $1.98, which is about 1.65%. The overall market, again, was pretty strong. So we'll take a look at how Apple traded. We'll take a look at future levels of support and resistance, and then we'll also take a look at the overall market. And I know I've been pointing out a couple levels that I'm looking at, so we'll take a look at how those levels are holding up. So with that being said, the one-day chart, here we go. So yesterday we ended the day below 120. You guys remember, and our next level was this 121.48 that we had already broken above, but fallen below earlier this week. So yeah, I mean, we started the day in the 122s yesterday, right? So we gapped up, we went above that level. I'm gonna get rid of the moving averages here. And then we kind of went sideways in the pre-market. We pushed up to 123.21, came right back down, but look at that bounce, guys. 121.50 bounce, VWAP rejection, bounce, VWAP. And then we were pretty flat throughout the course of the day. We did make a little push here, couldn't quite get as high as 123.21, but we did get to the 122s, and then we kind of sold off. And we ended the day pretty flat. So a couple things to note here. Relatively boring day for Apple, but a good boring day, right? A small green day is definitely better than a red day. So I'm not complaining there. Things that I liked is the fact that, look, we made this high of 123.21 today, so that's great for us. The fact that we bounced once, twice off of this 121.48 level, dipping slightly below it, but pretty nice bounce there. The things that I didn't like is obviously, we didn't make a run for it at the second half of the day. Apple looked like it was kind of just chilling when I know a lot of other stocks were, really making a push for it. So I wish we had done a little bit more, but I'll take what I can get. The other thing is that we closed below VWAP. Not that big a deal, but still something to look at. So now let's take a look at what future levels of support and resistance looks like. So real quick, even though again we had a small red candle due to the gap up, we did make a higher high, and then we also made a higher low. So overall we are starting to push up, which is great news. We had been waiting since, let's see, back here in late January, since about a month and a half now. So hopefully this keeps going for a little bit longer, or a lot longer, hopefully, and we keep moving up. So let's take a look at future levels of support, future levels of resistance, and we'll see what we could see. So first things first, I want to point out that we did get a bounce off of our level 2, but that's also where our 8 EMA is. So we've got really good level of support, I think, in the 121.50s, with both, again, our level that's always been there and the 8 EMA happening to be there right now. If we go below that, I think we've got run room down to the 119.09, with 120 being a potential support point. But again, I'm hoping that the 121.50 level holds. If not, drop to 120, 119.09 could happen. On the upside, I'm looking for a push towards the 123.69, and then after that, I'm looking for a capture of the 126.69. But between those two levels, you guys, are these two EMAs. So if we're, if we clear 123.60s and we're pushing towards 126.60s, we have to watch kind of these two levels in the middle, which are in the 120. Let's see, what are these at? 124.95. And 125.22. So pretty much that 125 level is going to be key for us too. So between the 123.60s and the 126s, we got the 125s to look at for too. We've had a great run this week. I'd like to see it continue this week, or tomorrow. Understanding that tomorrow is Friday, and we've gone up from 120 or 116 to kind of where we are right now. So we've gone up decently. So we could see a little bit of Friday fade. That to me wouldn't be a reversal of trend. I think we are definitely moving in the right direction. The markets are looking strong as well. Another thing that I want to share with you guys, that some people look at, I know, is the the EMAs, the moving averages, people look at the 13 and the 30 moving averages, or actually let me get rid of that and even do something else for us real quick. Give me just a second, and I'll show you guys this. This isn't foolproof, so don't use this as kind of the only thing, but pretty much what we see here is that, a couple days ago, the 20-day moving average has moved, the 20-day moving average on the hourly chart has moved above the 50-day moving average, which typically means we are starting an uptrend. If we go back here, right, the exact opposite happens. Obviously, it lags a little bit, right? So when this happened the last time, right, we went up a little bit, and then when we the other side happened, we went from the 125s all the way down to kind of here in the mid 1-teens. So it's just something to look at. Another thing to kind of get that confirmation, the crossover of the 13 and the 30, or a crossover of the 20 and the 50. Typically the 13 and the 30 just give you that indication faster. So that's, definitely something to look at, and we got that, today. So really exciting to see that, that's happening. Hopefully it continues, right? We want to see that continue. We want to see Apple keep pushing up. I'm okay with slow days pushing up, but I'm really excited to kind of see where this goes. This week's been great so far, other than Monday being a terrible day. But again, my kind of target for Apple is this 125.22 level. That's the 89 EMA, and as I've pointed out in various videos before, let me hide all drawings here. You take a look at this bottom line, Apple rarely falls below it, right? It's touched it a couple times in the past year. The last time was mid-2019 that we were below it. So that's why I'm looking for us to kind of get above this line again in the 125s. Once we do, I think we establish that as a good level of support, and we move up having an even stronger base below us. So that's the other thing that I'm looking at, you guys. Apple's starting to look pretty good. The overall market is starting to look pretty good. So you guys remember us talking about the S&P 500. Let me bring my drawings back. Let me hide I'm going to keep the EMAs for now. So I was talking about the 390 level, 392 level, and then the 394 level, right? Those are kind of the three levels that we have on the S&P 500. And it's really important to look at the S&P 500, you guys, because it ultimately is the market, right? The S&P 500, NASDAQ, and the Dow Jones make up the market. So if you understand how the market is doing, if the market's strong, a lot of stocks are going to be strong as well. It's going to be easy for them to be strong. If the market, however, is weak, then it's going to be very, very difficult for stocks to kind of distinguish themselves and be strong. So good news is we made an all-time high on the S&P 500 today, so super exciting to see that. I talked about, the resistance we could see. Now we did face a decent pullback, right? We went all the way up to 395s. Now we're in the 393s. So, we do have run room back to the all-time highs. That's about a $2 push. But realistically, again, if we see a Friday fade, would not be surprised if we go back down to the 394s, maybe even the 392s if we see a fade, maybe even a little bit lower. But I think that S&P 500 could hit 400s relatively soon, maybe even as soon as next week, if we don't see, a little pullback. If we see a little pullback, add a couple days to it. But that's really exciting to see. Again, the S&P 500 is doing super well. The QQQs are finally starting to push up, and definitively push up. No dead cat bounce like we saw a couple times before. So that's exciting. It's reclaiming all of its EMAs, and once it gets above those, we can use that as good levels of support too moving forward. So all that being said, right, really exciting that we're making higher highs, higher lows, slowly starting to push up. RSI is looking good in the 43. Markets overall looking good. Again, be careful of the Friday fade tomorrow if it happens, because we have pushed up a decent amount this week. But hope you guys are all staying green and trading well this week. Remember to scale in and scale out of your positions. Don't always just go too aggressive. Never let FOMO kick in, because that could definitely, make or break someone. I know that a lot of you guys got caught up in kind of the pullback, and that's another reminder to always kind of watch your margin levels as well. Don't just go all into a stock. It's fun when it's going up, but when it comes down, it can also really hurt. So that's all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to my channel, comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.